Today, we are going to have a Magic the Gathering show, except you guys have to all figure it out. I'm not going to tell you immediately. Now we're going to start off with Indiana Jones Storm Cauldron. If you haven't been part of these types of shows, this is the show. You have to figure it out through all the clues of people asking questions. Anyway, Storm Cauldron is a 5-mana artifact. Each player may play an additional land during each of their turns. Whenever a land is tapped for mana, return it to its owner's hand. This card is ice cold. Has nothing to do with the show. Just completely disqualified. 100% disqualified. We got Bob with Nylia Keen-Eyed. Nylia Keen-Eyed is a 4-mana 5/6 god, indestructible. As long as your devotion to green is less than 5, Nylia isn't a creature. Creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and for 3 mana, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it into your hand. Otherwise, you may put it into your graveyard. You know what? I would say this is warm. I wouldn't say it's blazingly hot, but I would actually put it in the warm pile over here. Corbinick says, hey, Nikachu thought of a show idea. Cards that should be added to the Power 9. What, like Soul Ring and Mana Crypt? I think a lot of people already know about that. Okay, we got... I already did this one. We already did Nylia. Riveteer's Confluence. Riveteer's Confluence. We have a 5-mana sorcery. Choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. You can draw a card and lose a life. It can deal 1 damage to each creature and planeswalker you don't control, or you may put a land card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. This has absolutely nothing to do with this show. Nothing. Zero. Zip. Okay, we got Mudas here with a Badger Mole. The Badger Mole Cub. Do we have, for 2 mana, a 2/2 Badger Mole. When this creature enters Earthbend 1, and whenever you tap a creature for mana, add an additional green. I would say this is hot. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this card is, this card is actually hot. We have Adeptus for the Emperor. For the Emperor is a 4-mana sorcery. Creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain vigilance and lifelink until end of turn. Completely ice cold. This is completely disqualified. Megamika says, nice to see a new stream of guessing games. Yes, we have a new stream of guessing games. Bull is like, most expensive cards in Standard. No. Green Creature Lords, you people are just guessing too early. It's a little too early for this. Okay, John with Xenagos, God of Revels. Xenagos, God of Revels. This is a 5-mana 6/5 god, indestructible. As long as your devotion to red and green is less than 7, Xenagos isn't a creature. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is that creature's power. I would also say this card is warm. I don't know if it's hot. Pretty sure. You know, I almost thought I read Grand Theft Auto in here. So we have Grand Arbiter Augustine. Is it Augustine? I don't see an I at the end of the name. The 4th, 4-mana 2/3, Human Advisor. White spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Blue spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast. Nah, this is a little too cold for my liking. A little too cold. Benjamin Berkey with Stalking Stones. Might be hard for me to interpret here. We have a 1-mana land. Sorry, we have a land, but that tapped for 1 mana. For 6 mana, Stalking Stones becomes a 3/3 elemental artifact creature that's still land. Nah, that's disqualified, that's for sure. It does tax cards, and taxation is theft. Well, not from the government's perspective. Alex with Uncle Istvan. This is a 4-mana human. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to Uncle Istvan by creatures. No, definitely not a shot. Okay, the closest we got, so we have Xenagos is a warm. Badger Mole is super hot. And we have Nylia Keen-Eyed that's also warm. I'm going to keep it close to the Badger Mole, just for anyone that needs to know. What is the topic again? Well, oh, I'm glad you asked that, Toucan. Is this... You're the one who has to figure out the topic. sort of in the dark, feeling around. You know, the electricity is out. You got to make your way to the bathroom here. Taking a shot in the dark. Primeval Titan. Believe me, everyone's taking a shot in the dark until it's not in the dark anymore. This is a 6 mana, 6/6 giant trample. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, you can search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. I would say this is pretty cold. I'd say it's pretty cold. Okay, Teutonic. How does spelunking sound? Sounds like a spelunking. Whatever spelunking what kind of sound spelunking makes? Probably a lot of echoey sounds. 3 mana enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you put a cave onto the battlefield this way, you gain 4 life. Lands you control enter the battlefield, tap them. I wonder, can you at least, this guy, come on, everyone. There are some things that the Xenagos, the Badger Mole, and the Nylea all have in common. There's at least one thing they all have in common that should at least push you a little bit in the right direction. Just a little bit. I don't know where but you know what? I have no idea what you guys are attached to here. Sometimes it's complicated. You guys you look at the mana, you look at the casting cost, you look at you never know what it's about, actually. You never know. Christopher B with Lotus Cobra. Lotus Cobra is a 2 mana 2/1 snake landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, add 1 mana of any color. I would say no. Bolt says, does anyone remember the green 1 mana creature that goes with Firebending Student in Standard? Someone help out. Someone help Bolt out there. Benjamin Berkey, Forgotten Ancient. Forgotten Ancient is a 4 mana elemental, 0/3. Whenever a player casts a spell, you may put a +1/+1 counter on your Forgotten Ancient. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may move any number of +1/+1 counters from Forgotten Ancient onto other creatures. Sorry, no. That's not going to work here. MTG creatures that buff your creatures, no. MTG cards that have been reprinted, no. That would be a terrible, terrible show idea. That would be just brutal. Just brutal. Forgotten Ancient is the first you make the card entry ever made. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I thought one of the first ones was like Spiritmonger or something. Draconic loves dragons. Old Gnawbone. Old Gnawbone is a 7 mana dragon. 7/7 flying. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create that many treasure tokens. That's actually interesting because you don't need to attack with the dragon. It's just some other random minion on the battlefield dealing the damage. Nevertheless, whoops, no. This has nothing to do with the show. It's junk. It's disqualified. Best cards that give you fast mana? Nope. Creatures with effects that mess with lands? Nope. Didn't you already do a show like that? Cards that have never been reprinted? No, we've done things never been reprinted, but we've not going to do things that have been reprinted. Wasn't that the show idea? Cards that have been reprinted? Oh, you know what? I missed that. Cards that have never been reprinted. You know what? I misinterpreted that. Sorry about that. We actually did that once before. It was great. Okay, Granite with Black Market. Black Market is a 5 mana enchantment. Whenever a creature dies, put a charge counter on your Black Market. It takes charge counters? At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add a black for each charge counter on your Black Market. Nothing to do with the show. I have a feeling you guys are so far. Okay, Badger Mole is the closest. And this Nylea is like second. I think this is hot. I think it's pretty hot. Let's go with T. Corellius with green cards with activated abilities. The Fauna Shaman. Oops, no need for a question mark. 2 mana for a 2/2 Elf Shaman. Green tap, discard a creature card. Search your library for a creature card. Reveal it, put into your hand, then shuffle. No, that's not good either. I wonder if anyone at home is like screaming, I know what it is! You probably don't know. I don't think there's enough clues. I can go back to the Badger Mole Cub. Creatures that bring friends. We have done shows like that, that's for sure. Who else has not gotten an opportunity? Okay, Cairo with Nerdiv. The Devious Diver. Is that the name, Nerdiv? Looking for Nerdiv. Nerdiv not showing up, though. Oh, did Scryfall die on me? Oh, it's Neardev. Is it Neardev? Double E, sorry. Well, sorry it's not going to give me my 15 seconds back, Cairo. But we got there. Okay, Neardev, Devious Diver, a 3-mana Merfolk Rogue, a 2/2 creature. Whenever Neardev becomes tapped, target player mills cards equal to its power. Whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard or activate an ability of a card in your graveyard, draw a card and put a +1/+1 counter on the Neardev. Nope. At least it's a creature. At least someone, at least people are sticking a little bit closer to what we got here. Because remember, we got the Badger Mole Cub and the Nanilia. Non-creature permanents becoming creatures. That is not okay. Look, this Badger Mole Cub is hot. This is the only card that would definitely be on this show. Okay. Oh, I see. Non-creature permanents becoming... I see. This is what Badger Mole would do. Okay, what do we got? Unfortunately, I think this card is distracting the crap out of people. We got Dai Li Agents from a duck. This is a 5-mana 3/4 human soldier. Whenever this creature enters, Earthbend 1. Then Earthbend 1 again. Whenever this creature attacks, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control with a +1/+1 counter on them. It's also disqualified. Easily disqualified. When you guys figure this out, it's going to be like, oh! It's going to be one of those moments, in my opinion. Best ramp in the game? Nope, not quite. Charging Badger, probably related to the Badger Mole Cub. Hidden Ancients. This is a 2-mana enchantment. Whenever one of your opponents successfully casts an enchantment spell, if Hidden Ancients is an enchantment, Hidden Ancients becomes a 5/5 creature that counts as a tree folk. I would say this is also disqualified. Real different with Wary Watchdog. This is a highly specific. MTG creatures with power and toughness equal to their CMC. Not quite. I've got Wary Watchdog. It's a dog. 2-mana 3/1. When it enters or dies, surveil 1. I would say this is neutral. Neutral. Maybe slightly warm. Warm to neutral. But I would put on the neutral side. Indiana Jones with Verdant Force. This is a 8-mana elemental. It's a 7/7. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. No. Damn, we are so far. Best green creatures with an ETB? Nope. Best 2-mana green creatures? Nope. Good green ETBs? You guys are so far off. MTG green creatures with keywords? Not necessarily. T. Krellis, Utopia Sprawl. Look, I can safely say at this point it's a creature, okay? It has something to do with the creatures. So we have the only card that would definitely be on the show would be this Badger Mole Cub. The only thing. All right, while you guys keep guessing, I gotta thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite sponsor. The place I get all my Magic the Gathering cards. I gotta still get them. I gotta get my my Silvergill Mentors, my Champions of the Shoal from Lorwyn Eclipsed. They're fantastic. And you know what I'm gonna do when I buy them? I'm gonna use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all our purchases, and it supports the channel. Very important that you support the channel, people. I would appreciate it, especially when you use coupon code Nikachu. Okay, back I can't believe we went through 15 minutes and nothing. Nothing. Cards that modify other cards? Nope. Nope. Not right. Not at all. MTG creatures with multiple creature types? Nope. How about 9 Lives Familiar? We have a 3-mana 1/1 cat. This creature enters with 8 revival counters on it. If you cast it, when this creature dies, if it had a revival counter on it, return it to the battlefield with one fewer revival counter on it at the beginning of the next end step. I have to easily say it's totally disqualified. Mythic rare animals, cuddliest creatures in MTG. Nope. Okay, we have Ed Preen with Raksha Golden Cub. Raksha Golden Cub. I wonder, maybe this is too hard. Was it really too hard? Raksha Golden Cub, a 7-mana 3/4 cat soldier, vigilance. As long as Raksha Golden Cub is equipped, cat creatures you control get +2/+2 and have double strike. Nope. Llanowar Elves. Nope. I'm not even gonna look at it. Newest cards in MTG? Nope, that's not it. Tresaru, Spellbreaker Behemoth. This is a 4-mana 5/5 beast. Spellbreaker Behemoth can't be countered. Creature spells you control with power 5 or greater can't be countered. I think this is a neutral. Like, it's not warm, it's not cold. It's probably on the cold side, though. It's probably on the cold side. Best MTG creatures that bring other creatures. Nope. MTG creatures with their type in the name. Just like Lord of Atlantis. No. The original Lord of Atlantis, that is. You guys are so far off. You need to ask more. You need to get more cards. Viridian Emissary. I mean, you're so off. I can see from the suggestions. So 2-mana 2/1 for an Elf Scout. When Viridian Emissary dies, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap and shuffle your library. This is disqualified. Like, this is disqualified. Need to ask more questions. The topic is Nikachu rating the vibes of random cards. No, it's not. that would be rude. That'd be so rude. Hemosymbic Might. Hemosymbic Might. This is a green 1/1. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, another target creature you control gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is this creature's power. I'm pretty sure that this is hot. I'm pretty sure that this is hot. I think this is. So we got Badger Mole Cub and this and Badger Mole Cub. Okay, these are our 2 only hot cards. Badger Mole Cub and the Hemosymbic Might. Cards you'll share a beer with. No, I don't think so. Trojan Badger with Fulminator Mage. Okay, we have a 3-mana 2/2. Sacrifice Fulminator Mage to destroy target non-basic land. Is an Elemental Shaman. Nope. Best small MTG creatures. Are those really the best small MTG creatures? Are they? Is this thing like one of the best cards? Is this Might one of the best cards in the game? I don't think so. Does this even animate anything? Okay, look, this is part of the show. This is one of the cards. If your show idea doesn't meet both of these 2 cards requirements, then it's wrong. We got Murkarcher with Bone Dancer. Creatures with abilities that don't necessarily require tapping itself. No. That'd be a long title. Yeah, maybe we should have a show like that. Creatures with abilities that trigger upon combat and doesn't require any tapping. What a long show name. Where's this Bone Dancer? There we are. It is a 3-mana zombie, a 2/2 creature. 0. Whenever this creature attacks and isn't blocked, you may put the top creature card of defending player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. If you do, this creature assigns no combat damage this turn. Has nothing to do with this show. Okay, Kairo's like, I think I might be hot here. Well, you got the last one. Okay, Archelos Lagoon Mystic. Okay, we have a 4-mana 2/4 Turtle Shaman. As long as Archelos Lagoon Mystic is tapped, other permanents enter the battlefield tapped. As long as Archelos is untapped, other permanents enter the battlefield untapped. I would say this is warm. I'm not gonna say it's hot, but I am gonna say it's I would say it's warm. It's very warm. MTG creatures that care about tapping. I don't think the other cards cared about tapping. MTG creatures based on real animals. No, not quite. Green cards with tap effects. No. I feel like you guys are like starting to like think of things. The cutest MTG animals. No. Creatures that want to combo off. No. Green creatures that affect other creatures. No. Animal art where they are looking left. No. Are we eating creatures again? No, I hope not. I hope we are not eating the creatures. Okay, Enduring Vitality. Enduring Vitality. Never sat down for one of these. All right, we have a 3-mana Elk Glimmer, a 3/3 Vigilance. Creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. When Enduring Vitality dies, if it was a creature, return to the battlefield under its owner's control. It's an enchantment. I would say this is hot. I would say this is hot. Plants on the artwork. Nope. Curious farm animals. Exonort wants curious farm animals. We have a white 1/1 boar, elk, bird, ox. When this creature dies, you gain 3 life. Pay 2, sacrifice this creature, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. I would say this is mostly hot. I would say it's mostly hot. Yeah, we're still in round 1. You guys are pathetic. Creatures that give other creatures abilities? No. Creatures that should be beasts but aren't? Nope. Creatures that give abilities to other creatures? No. MTG creatures that give abilities? No. This doesn't give anything. Creatures that imitate Convoke without actually having Convoke? That is an amazing idea, but no. That's not it. Power and toughness? No, it has nothing to do with that. Oh! Oh, Charging Badger! Charging Badger! Cards with rare creature types. The rarest MTG creature types. Congratulations. Charging Badger gets the first one. It took long enough. It took long enough. John, a little too slow. Little too slow. You basically had it, but I'm definitely going to give full points to Charging Badger that nailed the word rare. These are all rare creature types. It's like, you know, elk, glimmer. How many glimmers are in the game? Or even boars or oxes. And this guy was like 50-50 because shaman is common, but turtle is not. There's not a lot of turtles in the game. Try to make a turtle deck. It's you're going to be starving for actuals. I know, and you know what, the first rare thing, like, there's not that many gods in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, wow, hindsight being 2020. All right, but we have more. There's plenty more to work with. All right, so the next, we can even start off with curious farm animals. So what is it? We can even start off here. Creature dies, you gain 3 life. Pay, sack the creature, disrupt 1 artifact or enchantment. That has nothing to do with the show. Nothing. Okay, so everyone has no card yet. We'll go with Kano's Mon-Dungu. The hell? The Mon-Dungu. 3-mana 1/1. Tap, counter target spell unless that caster pays an additional 1 and 1 life. Play this ability as an interrupt. This has nothing to do. Tresaru, aren't you our champion? You are our champion, I feel. Okay, we've got, what is this? Jet, Reluctant Guardian. This is a 4-mana 4/3 human warrior with menace. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may exile it, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. It's a 7/7 menace creature. And chapter 1 and 2, each opponent discards a card and you draw a card. Then chapter 3, each opponent sacrifices 2 creatures of their choice. No, unfortunately, this has nothing to do with the show. Gotta reread the show today. Yeah, okay, I got it. I got it. Fairy Time Raveler. The good old Fairy Time Raveler. Ugh. Ugh. Oh no, this is the Arena. This is the Arena Raveler. Teferi Time Raveler is a 3-mana 4 loyalty Teferi. Each opponent can cast spells. Sorry, each opponent can cast spells only anytime they could cast a sorcery. +1, until your next turn, you may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. -3, bounce something, an artifact, creature, enchantment, and draw a card. This also is disqualified. Disqualiferinos. Teutonic with Curse of the Swine. It's a blue X spell. Blue X. Sorcery. Exile X creatures. They become 2/2 green boars. This also has nothing to do with the show. Super Ice Cold. Gillum. Invasion of What? Invasion of Chandelar? I thought that was a game. That doesn't look like Chandelar. Okay, this is 5 mana for a 4 defense battle. Enters, return up to 3 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. On the other side, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. Felicia with Limitless Rekindling. This is an arena card. 5 mana. Kindred Sorcery Elemental. Conjure a random instant or sorcery card from the Lorwyn Eclipse expansion into exile. Until end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. It has Storm. This literally looks like an AI generated card. This can't be real. Except it is, digitally. Spectral Maniac. Portal to Phyrexia. Portal to Phyrexia is a 9-mana artifact. Enter the battlefield. Each opponent sacrifices 3 creatures. At the beginning of your upkeep, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It's a Phyrexian in addition to its other types. This is hot. It's super hot. Keep them coming. All right, we have found the first card that has to do with this show. Next, we got Felicia didn't get a card, apparently. Limitless Read. No, I did that one. It was quite limited. Pretty sure we did that one. Yeah, Mom, Timmy's playing Hearthstone again, basically. Prime Jader's Eerie Ultimatum. It costs a lot of mana. Sorcery, return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. Disqualified. Had to think about it for a second. A duck, Eloquentia. Which is just quench, really, with a lesson. 2 mana, lesson instant. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. Okay, we have... Remember, okay, so our only card so far is Phyrexia, Portal to Phyrexia. That's the only one. Benjamin Berkey, Guy's Balance. Everything needs to be balanced with Gaia, isn't it? 4 mana sorcery. As an additional cost to play Gaia's Balance, sack 5 lands. Search your library for search your library for a card of each basic land type and put them into play. No, that has nothing. It's completely wrong. Most expensive board wipes? Nope. Not quite. We got Finfinity, Ashnod's Altar. The 3-mana artifact, sack a creature, add double white. No, it's super ice cold. Nothing to do with this. Cards that steal from your opponent. Oh my god, you know what? I'll accept that. Cards that steal from your opponent's deck. You didn't even have much to work with there, K-Ro. You didn't even have much to work with. And people, people thought it had something to do with the artifact. People had, wow, that's actually quite, it's quite impressive, actually, K-Ro. Congratulations. Would you have I should have a I gotta pull up the applause sound effect for that. That was absurdly fast this time. We've seen faster. I can't remember, but once we were like on the third card and someone just nailed it. It was yeah. We're picking up pace for how long it took the last round. Okay, we're gonna guess more parts of this show, but we gotta thank our other sponsor, Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards on Magic Online, the digital client, to play all your favorite paper Magic the Gathering formats, but digitally on Magic Online. But you don't have to buy the cards, just rent them using coupon code Nikachu_G4U for 40% cash back on your third month subscription. Play all decks, all formats, and any deck you want. The world in the palm of your hand, more or less. Okay, so I gotta scrap this show. Okay, this is gonna be I love this one. This is gonna be a fun one. It's got a bit of an unusual name. Okay, Benjamin Berkey with Seed Time. By the way, every single time it's a new show, you can say no card yet because, well, everyone gets a shot at another card. Seed Time, 2 mana instant. Play Seed Time only during your turn. Take an extra turn after this one if an opponent played a blue spell this turn. Nope. Lily Kazami, Souls of the Faultless. This is a 3 mana 0/4 defender. When Souls of the Faultless is dealt combat damage, gain that much life, an attacking player loses that much life. No, that has nothing to do with it. This might be a little narrow. This might be like really niche. More niche than the first one. Cityscape Leveler from Gilliam. 8 mana, 8/8, trample. Whenever you cast this spell and whenever Cityscape Leveler attacks, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a tapped Power Stone token. Nope, definitely not. What do you want Cryptic Command for? Cryptic Command. I don't like that art so much. I like the OG. Where's the OG art? There we go. This is a cool art. 4 mana instant. Choose 2. Counter target spell. Or return target permanent to its owner's hand, or tap all creatures your opponents control, or draw a card. Definitely has nothing to do with this. Chargin Badger, Zozu the Punisher. 3 mana 2/2. Land enters, deals 2 damage to that player's controller. Ice Cold. Bryce, Razor Grass Screen. This is a 1 mana 2/1. Razor Grass Screen blocks each turn if able. No, never heard of that card before. That's for sure. We got Regluk, Emerald Charm. Okay, green instant. Untap target permanent. Destroy target non-aura enchantment. Target creature lose flying until end of turn. I figured modal cards might help narrow down stuff. It's possible. You never know. You never know. Cards that are legendary non-permanents. No. What the hell is that? Oh, you mean like legendary instants and sorceries? I guess that's pretty it's pretty niche. Jacob, Captain Howler. Sea Scourge. It's a shark pirate. 4 mana for a 5/4, ward 2, pay 2 life. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. For each card discarded this way, whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player this turn, you draw a card. Ice Cold. We are not even close. The problem with this show, I think it's like only cards that are hot and nothing in between. Dark Confidant. I'm not gonna read it. Disqualified. We all know what Dark Confidant does. Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Okay, so we have 4 mana for a 4 loyalty. Chandra, +1. Exile the top card of your library. You may cast that card. If you don't, Chandra, Torch of Defiance deals 2 damage to each opponent. +1, add double red. -3 deals 4 damage to target creature, and -7 you get an emblem. Whenever you cast a spell, this emblem deals 5 damage to any target. Okay, I thought maybe it would be close to something, but it's not. It's just completely ice cold. Dangerous one, Hornet Cannon. Cards whose inclusion in your deck will guarantee at least a 200% win rate on Arena. No. Can anything guarantee that? Hornet Cannon, 4-mana artifact. Pay 3, tap. Put a +1/1 colorless insect artifact creature token with flying and haste named Hornet onto the battlefield. Destroy it at the beginning of the next end step. Oh no, our Hornet! Our poor Hornet. What? That is terrible. Hornet on the destroyed. So it's just made for blocking? It doesn't even have Death Touch. Whatever. Anyway, has nothing to do with the show. For Ginka, Gelid Shackles. This is a white aura. Enchant creature. Enchant creature can't block, and its activated abilities can't be played. White. Enchant creature gains Defender until end of turn. Nope. Alex with Count on Luck. Is that a Pikachu on a Team Rocket employee? Count on Luck is a red enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. I would say no. I would just say no. We have you want 2 cards already? Hold on. Owl, what is this? This is a 3-mana instant. Exile target attacking creature, then remove it from the game. They then put in the absolute nowhere zone. No. Mr. DC, Oko, Lorwyn Liege. We have a 3-mana, 3 loyalty Oko. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay a green. If you do, transform it. +2, up to 1 target creature gains all creature types. Or +1, target creature gets -2, -0. Then on the other side, you can go -3, or sorry, -1, mill 3 cards. You may put a permanent card from among them into your hand. -3, create 2 green elk tokens. -6, choose a creature type. You get an emblem with creatures you control. Disqualified. I read enough. I read too much, in fact. All is dust. Disqualified. Shalob, child of something. Child of Ungoliant. This is a 6-mana 8/8 spider demon. Death Touch ward. Other spiders have Death Touch and ward too. Whenever another creature dealt damage this turn by a spider you control, die. Create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a food artifact with pay 2, tap, sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life, and it loses all creature types. I'm gonna say no. Cards that let you exile cards to do library, but let you cast them this turn effects. You have to give me a name of a card. Okay, we got Raruni Rockman. Rest in peace. Disqualified. Hold on, I'm trying to get to some people who don't. Mathemagics. Is this real? Is this a real card? No, it's unreleased. Target player draws 2 to the power of X cards. Is this serious? It's here, so I guess it's serious. Anyway. It's not. Kero. Nixthos Shrine to Nyx. Nixthos Shrine. This is a legendary land. Tap add a mana, or pay 2. Tap add a color equal to your devotion. Conduit Ether Channeler. It's a 3-mana 2/1 human wizard. Enters the battlefield, choose one. You get a 1 white bird. You can return another target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, or you can draw a card. This one, I guess I shouldn't have front-loaded all the hard ones in the beginning. I think it gets easier later. Cast cards from exile? Maybe something to do with maybe. Okay, let's go. I guess I have to start choosing more people. Invasion of Alara. It's funny how often people suggest the battles. I have no idea why. 5 mana, 7 loyalty. Enters, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile 2 non-land cards with mana value 4 or less. You may cast one of those cards without paying its mana cost. Put one of them into your hand. And put the other cards exiled this way on the bottom of your library. On the backside, we have Awaken the Maelstrom, a sorcery that's all colors. Target player draws 2 cards. You may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield to create a token. That's a copy of a permanent you control. Distribute 3+1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures you control. No good. MTG card advantage cards that don't draw. Nope, that's a wild guess. Wheel of Misfortune. Wheel of Misfortune is a 3-mana sorcery. Each player secretly chooses a number of 0 or greater. Then all players reveal those numbers simultaneously and determine the highest and lowest numbers revealed this way. Wheel of Misfortune deals damage equal to the highest number to each player who chose that number. Each player who didn't choose the lowest number discards their hand and then draws 7 cards. Nope. It's super narrow, probably super hard to get even close. I don't know how hard it is to get close. But, I mean, it's pretty narrow. It's pretty... I think that my show idea is narrow. Cruel Claw. But if you guys knew the show, then you'd probably be able to name like 100 or so cards about it. Black Sorcery. Gift a card. You may promise an opponent a gift as you cast the card. If you do, they draw a card before its other effects. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it, exile that card. If the gift was promised, you may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled. You may, and your mana of any type can be spent to cast that card. I would say this is hot. I would say this is hot. This is a hot card. This is the first card that has anything to do with the show, and it does have something to do with the show. All right, so we got one. Voltland, Providence of Night. Oops. We have, what the hell? 5 mana for a 5/5. Pro monocolor. Whenever you cast a spell with hybrid mana and its cost copy it, you may choose new targets for the copy. Disqualified. Cards with an uneven amount of words in the text that were drawn by a left-handed artist on a Thursday. No. Leon, Surgical Extraction. I would say this is... I would say this is definitely disqualified. You choose a card in the graveyard and exile it and look at your opponent's hand and everything and get rid of all copies of that card. I have a feeling you need a second card. Okay, well, I'm going to go with Finfinity's Ragavan. Now, okay, so with Ragavan, we have a red 2/1. When it deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library. Until end of turn, you may cast that card. And it has dash. I would say this is on the neutral side. I'm not going to say it's hot, but I'm not going to say it's ice cold. But I would, like, if this was an actual show, I would disqualify it for the most part. So I will say it's, like, on the neutral side. But I want to say that so that you can find some sort of parallels between Ragavan and Cruel Claw's Heist. Because there's definitely some parallels there. But this doesn't count. But it's, like, it's sort of neutral. Generation with Cosmogoyf. The 2-mana star 1+ star elemental Lurgoyf. When this creature's power is equal to the number of cards you own in exile, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. I will say this is also disqualified. Chandra's cards that give you more than... No, that is not it. Cards that let you exile cards from your library? Nope. You probably need more. You probably need more examples. Jacob, with Head Games. 5 mana sorcery. Target opponent puts the cards from their hand on top of the library. Search that player's library for that many cards. The player puts those cards into their hand, then shuffle their library. What? So for 5 mana, I can just put a bunch of lands in my opponent's hand? That's crazy. Anyway, disqualified. Does not count. Celtic Guardian. I summon the Celtic Guardian. Jolly Gerbus. Oh, Gerbils. The Jolly Gerbils. Oh my god, it's adorable. 2 mana for a 2/3. Whenever you give a gift, draw a card. No, giving gifts is not necessarily part of the show. Ruruni Rockman. Cards that let you exile cards to be played at a later time. You know what? You have... I want to say... You're on the right track, but not quite. You're down the right... You went down... You had a... You're going in the right direction, though. Rin with Psychic Intrusion. Psychic Intrusion. We have a 5 mana sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from that player's graveyard or hand and exile it. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to play that spell. This is also hot. This is hot. Cards that steal from the opponent's hands as opposed to library like the last one. Nope, not quite. You guys, well, I'll see if you guys can figure it out. Vac with Ice Cauldron. I hate reading this card. Okay, for 4 mana, X tap, you may exile a non-land card from your hand. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled. Put a charge counter on this artifact and note the type and amount of mana spent to pay this activation cost. Activate only if there are no charge counters on this artifact. Remove a charge counter from this artifact by tapping it. Add this artifact's last noted type and amount of mana. Spend this mana only to cast the last card exiled with this artifact. This is hot. This actually has everything to do with this show. It's probably a better example than the other cards. So, keep in mind, so this card, this is your card. And people are, you know, like for Genki are like casting opponent's cards from exile. It's not, that's not the name of the show here. Dangerous one. MG cards you can play with any mana from exile. No, that's not it. I better remember what I called this. It's got a bit of a weird name. You may cast this card for as long as it remains exiled. Nope. MTG cards that let you cast from exile. Nope. Casting your own cards from exile. No, I mean the other cards let you cast your opponent's stuff. Slickshot Show Off is definitely not part of the show. Not it. Oh, actually, no, maybe it is. Actually, hold on. I forgot about the plot. So 2 mana, 1/2, flying haste. You cast a spell, it gets +2/+0. Non-creature spell. And then plot for 2 mana. Exile this card from your hand, cast it as a sorcery on a later turn without paying its mana cost. Yeah, this actually is part of the show. That is correct. MTG cards that do Itali things, but a lot worse. No. I don't even know what Itali does. Oh, did you suggest a warp card earlier? Then I missed it. Sorry about that, Molly Swag. You know, I didn't internalize. Like, I almost disqualified this Slickshot Show Off when I realized, no, wait a minute, this actually works. You know what, John? This is, whoops, John, this is sort of a really crappy way to say it, but MTG cards that are saved for later. You know, I have no idea if anyone's really gonna get that. So pay now and play later. You know, I like the other answer first. Basically, you know, I would have also accepted like stuff like Safe Haven. Like this is sort of like where I was really trying to get to, like cards that would like collect cards and then you can play them later. But I definitely could. You literally said that earlier. Okay, hold on. Let me look for it. I was trying to pay attention to everybody. Sometimes you guys are jamming out so much stuff. Okay, well, I don't... Most expensive cards that you let exile for free? I don't see it. Sorry about that, Kano. Sometimes the luck of the game is I catch your answer. Oh, if you give me a time code in the comments section afterwards, and we can also give you credit. Okay, next we still have stuff. All right, the show must go on, which means we need more cards now. Save for later is too open of a concept. A counterspell would fit that description. No, it would have to be like a card you physically had, like it's been played, but it's like in a zone outside of your hand. You could, because otherwise counterspell. You could say that about all the cards in your hand. Okay, next up we've got Bryce with Consulate Crackdown. We have 5 mana for an enchantment. When Consulate Crackdown enters the battlefield, exile all artifacts your opponents control until Consulate Crackdown leaves the battlefield. This is ice cold. Jacob with Mind Leech Mass. 8 mana for a 6/6 horror. Trample. When Mind Leech Mass deals combat damage to a player, you may look at that player's hand. If you do, you may cast a spell. You may cast a spell from among those cards without paying its mana cost. No, this is very. I feel like this is a card people were guessing on the last show. Benjamin Berkey. I should say. I should say that this is like not ice cold, but it's cool. It's like really cool. It's not completely worthless. Gillum. Zhang Liao. Zhang. The Hero of Hefei. This is a 6 mana 3/3 human legendary soldier. Whenever Zhang Liao deals damage to an opponent, that opponent discards a card. No good. Christmas Pterodactyl. Rune Scale Stormbrood. This is a 4 mana 2/4 dragon with a lot of abilities. Flying whenever you cast a non-creature spell or a dragon spell. This creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. And Chilling Screech for 2 mana. It's an omen, it's not an adventure. Counter target spell with mana value 2 or less. No, sorry, this is an ice cold card. Out of time. Out of time. 3 mana enchantment. When out of time enters the battlefield, untap all creatures, then phase them out until out of time leaves the battlefield. Put a time counter on out of time for each creature phased out this way. And it has vanishing. It's like a time capsule of some sort. Let's get Tresaru, Mirari's Wake. Mirari's... Is this Mirari's Wake, I think? Mirari's Wake. 5 mana enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana of any color. Sorry, add 1 mana of any type that a land could produce. Nope, this is disqualified. What do we got here? Archmage's Charm by Steve Cooper. 3 mana for an instant. Counter target spell. Target player draws 2 cards. Gain control of target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 1 or less. And nope, not this one. You chose my card, or did I? What was it? Warp World? Hold on. No, I think I was just trying to click on somebody else. Warp. We'll look at it. We'll look at it anyway. The thing is, sometimes I try to click something in chat and then it just moves, and then I click someone else's card. Warp World, 8 mana sorcery. Each player shuffles all permanents they own into their library, then reveals that many cards from the top of their library. Each player puts all artifact, creature, and land cards revealed this way onto the battlefield, then does the same for enchantment cards and puts all cards revealed this way that weren't put onto the battlefield on the bottom of their library. Leon. We have Skitherix, the Blight Dragon. 5 mana for a 4/4 Dragon Skeleton, flying Infect. And for a black Skithiryx, the Blight Dragon gains haste until end of turn. And for double black, regenerate your Skithiryx. This is definitely... Okay, we're going to say this is cool. It's not like ice cold, but it's cool. It's still not part of the show. Hexenort, Arden Angel. 6 mana, 4/4 Angel, flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Arden Angel is in your graveyard, roll a 4-sided die. If the result is 1, return Arden Angel from your graveyard to the battlefield. Also cool. Very cool. Very cool, cool. Charging Badger, Grozoth. This is a 9 mana, 9/9 Defender Leviathan. When it comes into play, you may search your library for any number of cards that have converted mana cost 9, reveal them, and put them into your hand. If you do, shuffle your library, and for 4 mana, Grozoth loses Defender until end of turn. Also can transmute for 3 mana. I would say this is also very cool. Very cool. Super cool. PDX, the Temporal Anchor. It is a legendary artifact. We're running out of time. It's a legendary artifact. Disqualified. Okay, I gotta give you guys a hint. It's this card. It's going to be a creature. It's gonna be a creature, at the very least. Let's look at Time Elemental. Can't remember what this did. Okay, this is a 3 mana 0/2 elemental. When it attacks or blocks at end of turn, sack it, and it deals 5 damage to you. 4 mana, return target permanent that isn't enchanted to its owner's hand. Sadly, this is like the closest card so far. But it's okay, it's neutral. It's neutral. It's not hot, it's not cold. This definitely is like the closest that we got though. It's pathetic, really. Lesthian, Lorehold the Historian. Why is everyone pulling out dragons here? This is a 5 mana, 5/5 Elder Dragon, flying haste. Each instant and sorcery card in your hand has Miracle 2. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Okay, definitely cool. Elder Deep Fiend. 5/6 Flasher for 8 mana. Emerge for 7. When you cast this spell, tap up to 4 target permanents. I'll just say, very cool. Very, very cool. Fat. Creatures that are bad. No, not necessarily. Remember, like, the closest thing that we had so far is this thing. And it's not, like... It's not the greatest role model for the show, but it's... closest thing that we got so far. Gone with role model. Creatures with the best combat triggers. Did we look at this? Oh, no, we didn't. Reluctant role model. Of all people. 2 mana, 2/2. Survival. At the beginning of your second main phase, if Reluctant role model is tapped, put a flying lifelink or +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever Reluctant role model or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put those counters on up to 1 target creature. Nope, no good. Flying creature that doesn't fly. No, that's not quite it. Epic Nate, Terra, Herald of Hope. Too many Terra cards here. Yeah, why everyone is guessing fatty creatures? Exactly. Like, here's... Well, whatever. I mean, maybe it has something to do with fatty creatures. Who knows? Terra Herald of Hope is a 3 mana, 3/3 human wizard warrior. Trance. At the beginning of combat on your turn, mill 2 cards. Terra gains flying until end of turn. Whenever Terra deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2. When you do, return target creature card with power 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Verginka with the Endbringer. Bringing an end to everyone. 6 mana for a 5/5. Untap Endbringer during each other player's untap step. Tap Endbringer deals 1 damage to any target. And then for also a colorless tap, target creature can't attack or block this turn. Or for double colorless, tap and draw a card. No, sorry. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Time Elemental is the closest. This is like a neutral. This is like very neutral. Very neutral. Creatures that hurt opponents in more than one way. This is like the only thing you have to work with at the moment. Doctor with Juzam Djinn. Batman's shoelace gives an ability. Everything from Batman gives an ability. Juzam Djinn is a 4 mana 5/5 at the beginning of your upkeep. Juzam Djinn deals 1 damage to you. I can see where you're going with this. I can see, but this has nothing to do with the show. Non-red creatures that do non-combat damage. Nope. Jacob with Solarian. Okay, we have a 7 mana 0/0 with Sunburst. It comes into play with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana used to pay its cost. Tap double the number of +1/+1 counters on Solarian. I guess this is warm. This is like the best. This is the closest I think we've got. All right, so Solarian is the next best one. It's not hot, but it's warm. Creatures that commit Sudoku. No. Mild soup, is it creatures with art that doesn't look like a creature? No. I would not say so. Tempest Freet from Gillum. Does anyone not have a card yet? John says highest CMC 0/0 creatures. Nope. Oh my god, this card. The gambling card. The 4 mana Efreet. Don't play it if you're not playing for ante. Tap, sack the creature. Target opponent may pay 10 life. If that player doesn't, they reveal a card at random from their hand. Exchange ownership of the revealed card and Tempest of Free. Put the revealed card into your hand and Tempest of Free from anywhere into that player's graveyard. This change in ownership is permanent. No, this has nothing to do with it. Belicia, holy cow. Holy cow! It's a 3 mana 2/2 flash flyer. When holy cow enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life and you scry 1. Okay, so what is our closest to now? It's the Solarian. This is the closest we got. MTG card that has bad power and toughness, much fewer than the mana paid. Nope. Sulfum, enjoy getting your butt kicked in Commander. But remember, it's not about who wins and loses. It's about the style points. I hope you do good with the style points. Mercenary with Mountain Goat. It's a red 1/1 with Mountain Walk. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to this one. There's no creature type. It's actually technically a construct, actually. It's technically a good call. Good call. It's technically a construct. Says it's Oracle text. Oracle text says so. Jacob with Alicia, who smiles at death. Three mana 3/2 human warrior. First strike. Whenever Alicia, who smiles at death, attacks, you may pay Orzhov. If you do, return target creature card with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking. Sorry. No, that's a no. Slimes against humanity. Not crimes. Or no, is it slime? Oh, it's slime against humanity. 3 mana sorcery. No. Okay, well, where are we here? We're back at Solarian. I don't understand, like, what the connection is between, like, this and all this other stuff people are suggesting. It's like not even, I mean, I understand you can still like, you know, guess things, you know, far out there. Mild Soup, Munda's Vanguard. Five mana, 3/3 with Cohorts. Tap an untapped ally you control to put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. This is a neat card. Slimes because of the 0/0. It is, well, I gave a hint earlier that it's going to be a creature. Gave a hint because I could see people were like going back and forth between creatures, instants, artifacts, and stuff like that. Creatures that look like animals but really aren't. Nope. It's what the hell. What? Finfinity, Etched Oracle. As a 4 mana 0/0 wizard artifact creature with also Sunburst. Pay 1, remove 4 +1/+1 counters from this creature. Target player draws 3 cards. I will say this is warm. I will not give it the hot rating, but I would say it's warm. Okay, we have Etched Oracle and Solarian. Somebody's trying to find some similarities here. Somebody. Dr. Guns for Hands? That's not going to do the operation at all. Prodigal Sorcerer. 3 mana 1/1. Tap. Prodigal Sorcerer deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Oh, that's no good. That's not going to work. Jacob's like, does this not have to do with counters? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Creatures that put +1/+1 counters on themselves? Nope. Worst creatures that care about Wooburg? No. We haven't found one card that I think perfectly describes the show. Like, those were warm, they weren't hot. Like, Etched Oracle was warm, wasn't hot. And Solarian was warm, not hot. A duck with Ouroboros. How do I spell this thing? Ouroboros. I think you don't know how to spell it. Maybe it's ends in Boroid. I don't know how to spell this thing. Oh, it's No, you knew. I'm an idiot. Somehow I screwed it up. No, you're good. You're good, a duck. You're good. Okay, we have a 4 mana 1/3 plant worm. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters on each creature you control, where X is this creature's power. Nope, no good. No good. Jacob with Scuttlemutt. Three mana 2/2 Scarecrow. Tap, add a mana. Tap, target creature becomes the color of your choice. Sorry, becomes the color or colors of your choice until end of turn. Also, it does not have anything to do with the show. Condo with Tom Bombadil. Five mana 4/4 Godbard. As long as there are 4 or more lore counters among sagas you control, Tom Bombadil has hexproof and indestructible. Whenever the final chapter ability of a saga you control resolves, reveal cards on the top of your library until you reveal a saga card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. We've strayed from God here. So our closest was the Etched Oracle and the Solarian. Neither of them being actually hot, but like these are the closest. Creatures from Fifth Dawn. Like keep in mind, like there's something about these creatures that are like sort of moving us in the direction, but not quite. Creatures that would die without their ability. That's funny. It is not though. Arcbound Ravager. 2 mana 0/0 sack an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on Arcbound Ravager. Also has modular 1. I would say this is hot. This is our first hot card. I also have a feeling that people are going to get the wrong impression about this card. They get super, super wrong impression. Mean Brule. Came to stream, so I'm not sure what's been closest. Well, here, let me help you, Meme Brilly. This is hot. Etched Oracle is warm. And Solarian is warm. You might actually have the advantage that your brain hasn't been tainted by all the other cards. Creatures from the plane of Mirrodin? No. Oh, I cannot accept that. Well, I can't accept that answer. I can't accept that answer, Kano, but you're really close. You're really, really close. Creatures with abilities that put +1/+1s? No. MTG cards you play in Affinity? No. Best creatures with 0/0? No. Best 0/0 artifact creatures? No. Most useful 0/0 creatures? No. The problem is you guys didn't get enough. I think the biggest problem is you guys didn't see enough cards. Like, remember, this is the first card that's part of the show. But it's not the only one. 0/0 creatures that aren't actually 0/0s. It's a great idea for a show. Although every single 0/0 cannot be a 0/0, otherwise they'd all die. Because 0/0, no. I'm looking at all your guys' answers. None of these apply. Cards that shouldn't be 0 but should be 0 but aren't. No. Best, most useful, best. No. This is you guys might need might need to see one more card. Force of Savagery. No. Completely disqualified. Completely disqualified. The worst 0/0 creatures. You think Arcbound Ravager is the worst? How dare you? How dare you insult the integrity of the Arcbound Ravager? This card is like $13 for a good reason. Let's see. Spectral Maniac with Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista's hot. It's an XX 0/0 construct. Enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. Pay 4. Put a +1/+1 counter on Walking Ballista. Remove a +1/+1 counter from it to deal 1 damage to any target. I gotta keep a close eye on the chat because someone might just guess this out of nowhere. Oh, I gotta put like another song on. Okay, we got another song in the Ravager used to be OP. That at one point commanded up to $30 US. That makes a lot of sense to me. MTG 0/0 creatures that you don't mind dying. Nope. Like what was it? Kano? Kano was like super close earlier, but it just wasn't close enough. Okay, we need more cards, really. Best 0/0s that are part of Infinites? No, that's not it. Tetravus. 6 mana 1/1 flyer. Enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may remove any number of +1/+1 counters. If you do, put that many 1/1 colorless Tetravite artifact creature tokens onto the battlefield. They have flying, and this creature can't be enchanted. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile any number of tokens on the battlefield with Tetravus. If you do, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Nope, that is not part of the show. That is not show worthy. This is not it. It's not the best 0/0 in Modern. 0/0 artifact creatures, no. You guys are like, yeah, you guys are, you've been led astray. Okay, Jacob with Mindless Automaton. Okay, 4 mana 0/0. This creature enters with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Pay 1, discard a card. Put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Remove 2 +1/+1 counters from this creature. Draw a card. I would say, okay, this is like warm. It's not hot, but it's warm. Oh, Spectral Maniac! Best creatures with no power. You figured it. You figured it out. Spectromaniac got it. Everyone was so focused on the fact that it was a 0/0 creature. No one was paying attention to that. The fact that none of these creatures have any power. Like, they have 0 power. But I would have accepted, like, you know, like Tree of Perdition or something. But the problem is, you guys started off with the 0/0s, right? Like the etched oracles and stuff. Like, that was the closest you had to work with. And I understand how you all sort of got led astray. But you know what? Somehow Spectromaniac figured it out. Spectromaniac for the win. All right. Thank you so much for dropping by. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. It's a bit of a niche show people like to watch. I know people they like watching it on the replay. I can tell because the retention is really, really strong. A lot of people enjoy it at the watching after the fact because you can participate. A lot of people can't participate. It's the only show people can sort of participate in after hours and not actually be here. And then they get to hear if they were right or wrong. So as usual, we do this weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, thank you so much, everybody. Oh, Ed Preen with the super chat. Thank you so much. Thanks for the show, you wonderful dancing monkey ring. I am a dancing monkey. Some would also call me a fish sometimes. And of course, we gotta thank everyone who's here. People like Argentina, Jess, Jacob, Bob Talks Bridge, Benjamin Berkey, Hexanort, what's it called? Adaptus, Mercenary, Spectromaniac. Yeah, thanks for the stream. This is always a lot of fun to take part in. Have a great weekend, everyone. To Ferginka, to Benjamin Berkey, Jeff Fatt, and of course, Ed Preen, and many more. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.